All right, in this clip, this is not as exciting as stuff on like TikTok, but oh well. I'm going to do some examples using the double angle formula for cosine. Now, if you look at that sheet, the double angle formula for cosine has actually got 3 different versions. You don't have to memorize them, but you could pick whichever one of the 3 seems to be most convenient. All right, so let's go over how that works. Okay, let's see. All right, for cosine, I can't get this centered. Hold on. All right, there are 3 different versions. So cosine of 2 theta, the double angle. There's 3 different versions, and you can pick whichever one you like best. It's cosine squared minus sine squared, or 1 minus 2 sine squared, or 2 cosine squared minus 1. Pick whichever one is most convenient. And actually, you can show that all these are the same by making replacements. Pretend like you're verifying an identity. You can actually show that all 3 of these are the same. And where does this come from? It comes from if you take cosine 2 theta and change that to theta plus theta, go back to your cosine angle addition formula and plug this in for A and this in for B, and you'll actually get this one. But then you can show they're all the same. But if you don't care about where they come from, don't worry about it. All right. Now let's see an example of how this works. All right. Let's see. Suppose. Suppose cosine theta is equal to negative 1/4, and this is in quadrant 3. Now, the nice thing about this, before the sine formula, you always had to find the missing one. Here, you don't, okay? If I'm only given cosine, you have a choice of which one to use. Do you use the one with cosine and sine in it? No, because you'd have to find sine. Do I want to use the one that has 1 minus 2 sine squared? No, because then I have to find sine. So use the third one because that doesn't have sine in it. I don't have to find any missing information. So cosine 2 theta, let's write the formula out. It's 2 cosine squared minus 1. All right, so I'm going to put 2 parentheses. That's where the cosine used to live. The square goes on the outside, minus 1. What do you put in the place of that? You put negative 1/4. Okay, so what do you do first? You square first, then you multiply by 2. How do you square negative 1/4? Well, you square the top and the bottom separate. That's going to be 1/16. All right. How do you multiply 2 times 1/16? We'll put 2 over 1 times 1 over 16. You can cross reduce. That's going to cross reduce to 1/8. So what is 1/8 minus 1? Well, you can use a calculator, but you could change 1 to 8 over 8. The answer is negative 7/8. And notice I never had to worry about what quadrant's in. The reason is because I did not have to solve for sine, so I didn't have to worry about this at all. Okay, that was just, you would only use that if you decided that you wanted to solve for sine also. Then you would need that extra information, but you don't. All right, so let's do another one. Let's suppose sine theta is equal to 8/17, and that is in quadrant 2. All right, find cosine of 2 theta. Well, let's write the formula down. Cosine of 2 theta. Now, which one are you going to use? Remember, for cosine, you have a choice. If I'm given sine, which of these 3 do I want to do? If I use the first one, I'm given sine, but I have to find cosine. Use the third one, you'd have to find cosine. Look at the middle one. The middle one is the one I want to use here because if I'm given sine, I don't have to find the other piece of information. So I'm going to do this one, 1 minus 2 sine squared theta. So that's going to be 1 minus 2, parentheses. Remember, 8/17 replaces sine of theta, not just theta. So it's going to look like this, 8/17 squared. You don't multiply by 2 first, you square first. That's going to be 64 over 289. And that's 2 over 1. All right, now I got to do some math here. I got to figure out what 2 over 1 times 1 over 289 is. That's going to be 1 minus 128 over 289. You put the 2 over 1, multiply straight across. Now, common denominators, okay, you could use a calculator, but I mean, it's not that hard. Just rewrite 1 as 289 over 289. Now you have common denominators. And when you subtract, that's going to be, let's see, what's 128 minus 289? I'm sorry, 289 minus 128. 1/6, I think that's 161. So it's 161 over 289. And that's how you use the cosine of 2 theta formula.